Hey, so you guys know I'm an expert packer, right? That's why you're here. Today's video is going to be all about the backbone of a good packing job. The part that you really shouldn't pack without. As long as you have this, you really limit your chances of overpacking. It's a packing list. Now, to me, it's fun to do. As soon as I book that trip, I immediately like to just start some sort of document or start writing down things in my phone that I want to bring with me on this trip. Or maybe there's some things that I want to buy. Everyone is so excited after they book a trip, so don't you just want to start thinking about it? Like, oh, what am I gonna wear here? And should I get that GoPro? Things like that. Write them down. So I'm going to show you today how I like to do mine. There's no right or wrong way. I'm just showing you kind of what works best for me. And I'm going to do a little screen grab of everything I'm going to type on my computer. And hopefully it will inspire you to make your own, whether you do it the same way that I do or whether you get inspired to do it in another way. If you like all things packing tips and travel, please make sure to subscribe to our channel. Our motto here is travel often and pack well. We are here to help. Also, if you have any type of question or video idea, please put it down in the comments because we love to hear from you. And we have made tons of videos just based off of your questions. If it's a question about travel, we can turn it into a video. Okay, so the list I'm going to work on today is 1 week at a beach vacation. To me, it's kind of the typical American vacation, at least around here. People like to escape and do this maybe at least once a year. And it is a question that I get asked about a lot. I am also considering making some free templates to give to you guys that are going to be editable for all different types of vacations, like beach vacations, European vacations, cold weather vacations, things like that. So if that's something you're interested in, leave me a comment down below because it's really been something that I'm thinking about. I just really want to make sure that there's going to be a demand for it. So let me know. I can do all the hard work for you guys and you can sign up and grab whatever ones you want to. Okay, so let's go ahead and make it. So I am going to use Excel today. I really like to use this for different trip itineraries. And I just started making it for packing lists as well. I used to do a Word document, but I find now that this is just kind of nice and color coded and you can really easily add to it. So that's what I'm going to be using. You can do it on an old-fashioned piece of paper, whatever you need to do. I'm really just inspiring you to make your own packing list so that you don't overpack. Okay, so I always start with 5 categories. I like to do clothing, accessories, electronics, toiletries, things to bring on the plane, things that are really important. To me, clothing is the most important and the first thing that you need to put down on your list because it's just kind of the things that you think about first. So I'm going to just start with just very generic things like the type of item and the number of that item that I want to bring, all the way from tops to bottoms, bathing suits, socks, underwear, everything like that. Then I'm going to move into the accessories category right next door to clothing because the two really go hand in hand. If you're starting to write down the outfits that you are going to bring and then you automatically think about the type of purse or hat that you want to wear with that outfit, go ahead and jot it down in the accessories category and then go back to clothing afterwards if you need to. Now your electronics category is going to be anything that you need in order to charge things, or obviously anything electronic. I like to put my phone in that category and I like to put 2 chargers in it, not just one, because if one stops working then you will have a backup, and unfortunately I think that phones are extremely important when we travel nowadays. I also like to bring this portable charger with the charger. I think that that's so great, especially if you're out and about all day long. I also, you know, converters and everything like that. I think that this category is very important if you are an electronics type of person, because then you know that you have all of the cords that you need for those specific items. So now let's get into toiletries. And to me, toiletries just mean everything you need for your body or your face or your health. So I am going to start with liquid toiletries, which you know you have to separate into a 1 quart clear plastic bag, and all of them have to be under 3.4 ounces in order to bring them in a carry-on bag. So I am going to just put a nice little star by the ones that are going to be liquid, and then I like to separate them from the rest of the list. Now for the plain category, this is everything that you want on the plane. So when I have my carry-on bag and my personal item, my carry-on bag is going to go up overhead on the airplane, and I'm not going to have access to it for the remainder of the flight. Your personal item goes under the seat in front of you, and therefore has all of the things that you might need on your flight. So that's what goes into this category. Now, of course, we have the important category, which is the last but most important. That is going to be things like your passport and your CDC card and any local currency that you need to bring, and also some small bills in US dollars because of tipping or even at the airport or something like that. And then I always say to bring a debit card and multiple credit cards. I love to use credit cards while I travel, but just in case something happens to one, I do have another, and I do have my debit card in case I need to go to the ATM if I run out of local currency. All right, so this is our list, and we are pretty much done. Now, the beauty of using something like Excel and having categories is that whenever you forget something, you can always add to it later. Like, oh my gosh, what if I get a sunburn? I should bring some aloe because it's going to be more expensive in the Caribbean. Add it to the list. Or you know what, maybe I do want to bring my iPad on the plane. I think that that would be such a good idea. Add it to the list. You know exactly which category it goes into. And then of course you can get a little bit more specific over time. You can go back into those 5 tops that we wrote down and write down exactly those 5 tops in the colors that you want, so that you can be a little bit more specific when it actually comes to the day that you are packing. But yeah, that's the beauty of this list, you guys. It's always editable, and it is always something that you can go back to. If all of a sudden you're laying down to sleep at night and you're like, oh, I need this, go write it down. You know, that's what it's there for. I'm not suggesting you get up out of bed in the middle of the night and go onto your computer and go into Excel and type it down, but you know, it's kind of just everything in your brain in one document, and that's why I really like this. As long as this list is not as long as my arm, you are probably not going to overpack, I guarantee you. When it finally comes to that day that you need to actually pack your items, hopefully you have them all set aside from this list, and then you can just go ahead and take all of those clothes and put them in a packing cube. All of those liquids and put them in that quart size bag. You can even email yourself a copy of this packing list, because maybe you need to repack when you're at the resort and you really want to make sure you didn't forget anything. I don't even necessarily do that because everything's usually sprawled around my hotel room anyway, but it is a good idea, especially if you're not going to listen to me and you're going to check a bag, because then if your luggage gets lost, you literally have an itemized list of every single thing that was in your luggage. So that can really help out. But the best reason about having this packing list is that when you go on a future trip, have this packing list saved, and then you basically have your own template for a future trip. You just edit it depending on where you're going. Maybe you're doing a mountain hike instead, so your accessories and your clothing is going to be a little bit different. All right, guys. So that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope this helped. If you guys have any questions at all, please put them in the comments. Again, if you are interested in some sort of packing template that I can make for you and make it editable for your next trips, then please let me know, and that is something I will start to work on. Other than that, if you have any other video ideas, please let me know. I have always turned questions into video ideas, and I am absolutely happy to do that. Whatever makes traveling easier for you guys. Please subscribe to this channel if you're not already, and we will see you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye guys.